Most people lose money on a used car the second they drive it off the lot. Not because they overpaid necessarily, because they bought the wrong model. Some cars lose half their value in 5 years. Others, bought at the right price in the right condition, barely lose anything at all. And a few can actually be flipped for more than you paid. If you know which ones to look for and how to make sure the specific car in front of you isn't hiding a problem that erases your profit before you even sell it. This isn't a list of opinions. Every car on this list is backed by real 2026 depreciation data, 5-year value retention numbers pulled from industry analysis of over 15 million vehicles. The same kind of data that goes into what a car is actually worth, not what a seller hopes it's worth. If you're looking to buy a used car that either holds its value while you drive it, or one you can realistically buy low and resell for a profit, these are the models actually backed by the numbers, not just internet opinion. Quick note on methodology before we start. Because it matters for how you use this list, 5-year retention means the percentage of the original price a car is still worth after 5 years on the road. A car that retains 80% lost only 20% of its value, that's exceptional. A car that retains 40% lost more than half. The wider the gap between what you can buy a car for today and what similar clean examples are actually selling for, the more room there is for real profit once you resell. But only if the car you buy is genuinely clean, not just cheap. Before we get into the list, here's the one thing that matters more than which car you pick. Even the best model on this list can be a bad buy if the specific one you're looking at has hidden damage, a rolled back odometer, or a transmission that's about to fail. A great model with a bad individual history isn't a good deal. It's a trap wearing a good reputation. That's exactly why I built the ultimate used car buying kit. It's the inspection system, the negotiation scripts, and the full red flag checklist that make sure the specific car you're about to buy actually deserves the reputation its model has. Links in the description if you want it before you start shopping this list. It takes the guesswork out of verifying any of these 10 cars in person. Now let's get into it. Number 10. The Toyota 4Runner. Body-on-frame construction. A reputation for running well past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance and resale value that barely moves even on higher mileage examples. The catch is that everybody already knows this, so 4Runners rarely show up underpriced. Your profit margin here comes more from durability and low ownership cost than from finding a steal. Watch specifically for timing belt and water pump service history on older V6 models, since deferred maintenance there can turn a great find into an expensive repair bill fast. Number 9. The Lexus RX. Lexus has led the luxury resale segment for 5 years running, and the RX specifically benefits from Toyota mechanical bones wrapped in a nameplate that holds prestige without the maintenance nightmares of European luxury SUVs. Buyers consistently pay a premium for the badge and the reliability reputation together. If you're buying to resell, look for well-documented dealer service history. Luxury buyers specifically pay attention to paperwork, more than they do on mainstream brands. Number 8. The Honda Civic. A 77% 5-year retention rate puts it near the top of the entire compact segment. Low ownership costs, strong reliability, and consistent demand from first-time buyers make it one of the easiest cars to resell quickly, even if the profit margin per car tends to be smaller than on trucks and SUVs. Its high demand also means it turns over fast. Expect to compete with other buyers if you find a clean, low-mileage example priced right. Number 7. The Ford Ranger. Ford's mid-size truck cracked the top 10 for resale specifically because of a loyal buyer base and genuine towing and utility credentials, not just marketing. Trucks in general hold value better than sedans, and the Ranger holds it better than most trucks in its size class. Trim level matters a lot here. Off-road and higher trims resell noticeably faster and closer to asking price than base work truck configurations. Number 6. The Ford Bronco. Specialized off-road vehicles consistently outperform ordinary SUVs on resale, and the Bronco rides the same wave that's kept Jeep Wrangler values high for years. A dedicated buyer base willing to pay for the badge and the capability, even on a used example with some miles on it. Because it's a newer model. Check build quality issues specific to early production years before committing. Number 5. The Ford Maverick. This one surprises people. A hybrid-powered compact pickup wasn't expected to hold value the way traditional trucks do, but strong fuel economy combined with real truck utility has made it one of the standout depreciation performers of the last few years. Proof that resale value isn't only about size or price point, it's about what buyers actually want right now. Demand has genuinely outpaced supply on this one, which is exactly the kind of gap that creates resale opportunity. Now, before we go further, if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I'm covering a different piece of the used car buying puzzle every day this week. And if you're actually shopping for a car right now, this is exactly the kind of channel you want in your feed before you make a decision. Number 4. The Subaru Forester. Standard all-wheel drive, a loyal ownership base, and strong resale specifically in the compact SUV segment. Foresters tend to sell fast on the used market because demand consistently outpaces the supply of clean, well-maintained examples. Check head gasket service history on higher mileage examples before you buy. It's the one known weak point on an otherwise strong reliability record. Number 3. The Jeep Wrangler, one of the strongest resale performers in the entire industry in any segment. Off-road capability plus a customization culture around the Wrangler means even higher mileage examples hold on to real value, especially manual transmission and off-road trim models. Modified examples can resell for more or less than stock depending on the quality of the work. Verify who did any lift kits or aftermarket parts before assuming they add value. Number 2. The Honda Key RV. Consistently one of the top performers in the compact SUV segment for a simple reason: it does almost nothing wrong. Reliable, practical, fuel-efficient, and both gas and hybrid versions are in constant demand, which keeps resale prices firm even as the car ages. Its sheer popularity means there's also more supply to compare against, so pricing it right when you resell is usually straightforward. And number 1, the Toyota Tacoma. Roughly 80% 5-year value retention, according to industry data, and by some measures the single best performing vehicle for resale of any type sold in the U.S. Tacomas are known for surviving well past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, and that reputation for near indestructibility is exactly what keeps used buyers willing to pay close to what the original owner paid, even years later. This is also exactly why Tacomas rarely sell underpriced. When you do find one priced below market, verify carefully why. Because with a truck this in demand, there's usually a reason. Here's the pattern worth noticing across this entire list. Trucks and specialized off-road SUVs dominate it, sedans and minivans barely show up at all, and reliability reputation is doing almost all of the heavy lifting on every single one of these models. Buyers aren't just paying for a car. They're paying for the confidence that it won't become a money pit, and that confidence is worth real dollars on the resale market. It's also worth understanding why 2026 specifically is a good year to be paying attention to this. After several years of used car prices slowly cooling back toward normal, the trend actually reversed this year. Every major vehicle segment is retaining more value in 2026 than it did in 2025. That means the gap between a smart buy and a bad one is widening again, not shrinking. Buying the wrong model or the right model with hidden problems costs you more in this kind of market than it did a couple of years ago when prices were softer across the board. One category worth mentioning specifically because buyers ask about it constantly: electric vehicles. As a group, EVs are currently depreciating far faster than the market average, some models losing well over half their value in 5 years. That doesn't mean every electric car is a bad buy, but if resale value and flip potential are your priority. This list skews heavily toward gas and hybrid trucks and SUVs for a reason. And that's not an accident of my selection. It's what the actual depreciation data across the entire market shows right now. Now here's the part that actually determines whether you make money or lose it on any car from this list. The model only tells you the reputation. It doesn't tell you whether the specific Tacoma or CR-V you're looking at today has a flood history, a rolled back odometer, or a transmission that's already halfway to failing. A great model bought from a bad individual seller with a bad individual history will absolutely still cost you money. The resale data on this list only holds up if the specific car actually matches its reputation. This is exactly why the checklist matters as much as the list itself. The Ultimate Used Car Buying Kit walks you through the same inspection system from this week's videos: the flood damage checks, the odometer verification steps, the transmission test, applied specifically to whichever model from this list you're actually looking at, plus the word-for-word negotiation scripts to make sure you're buying at a price that still leaves room for real profit when you resell. It's built from the same data sources behind this list: NHTSA, Carfax, Edmunds, JD, Power, and Consumer Reports, so you're not just buying the right model, you're buying the right individual car. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments right now. If you're actually planning to buy one of these 10 cars, get it before you go look at a single listing. It's the difference between a car that performs exactly like the data says it should and one that quietly costs you everything the resale value was supposed to earn you. One last thing before you go shopping this list: buying the right model is maybe 40% of making a good resale decision. The other 60% is everything we've covered this week: catching flood damage before it's disclosed, verifying the odometer hasn't been rolled back, testing the transmission properly, and negotiating a price that leaves you room to actually profit instead of just breaking even. A Tacoma or a CR-V bought at full asking price with an undisclosed accident history isn't a smart resale pick anymore. It's just a car you overpaid for that happens to have a good reputation. Go grab the guide before you start calling on listings from this list, not after you've already found the one and gotten emotionally attached to it. That's when buyers skip steps, and skip steps are exactly what turns a resale opportunity into a loss. There's always another car for sale. Now you know which 10 are actually worth chasing, and exactly how to make sure the one you find is the real deal. I'll see you in the next video.